Imagine for a moment that everything you seek, peace, abundance, connection, is already on its way, but you insist on obstructing the process. What if today you simply stopped? If you didn't chase after it, didn't despair, didn't try to control every detail? Sounds counterintuitive, right? But what if I told you that according to Joe Dispenza, it is precisely in that not doing when the universe begins to conspire in your favor? Have you noticed that the more force you apply, the more everything seems to slip through your fingers? It's like trying to hold water with closed hands. But there's a secret, a science behind synchronicity. When you stop acting from fear and lack and begin to trust in the invisible rhythm that is already working for you, something magical happens. And it's not just empty positive thinking. It's quantum physics. It's neuroplasticity. It's your mind creating a new field of possibilities. Joe Dispenza teaches that our biggest mistake is believing that life must be forced, as if we are responsible for pushing every piece of the puzzle. But what if what you call coincidence is actually a greater intelligence adjusting the details? What if, instead of chasing, you simply allowed? It can be scary to let go of control, but that's exactly where miracles come into play. Think about the last time something incredible happened in your life. It probably wasn't when you were striving to exhaustion, but when you surrendered. When you stopped fighting against the current and allowed life to flow. This is the invitation for today. Try, just for today, to do nothing after this. Don't seek, don't demand, don't despair. Just observe and get ready. Because when you stop interfering, the universe begins to act. So, will you accept this challenge? If you've ever experienced something like this, comment, "I've already received it." Because sometimes the proof that this works is in your own story. And who knows, this could be the missing piece of the puzzle for someone watching this now. The power of surrender and the flow of life. Have you ever observed how a river never forces its way? It simply flows, surrounds obstacles, and reaches the ocean effortlessly. This is the intelligence of the universe working through you when you stop resisting. Joe Dispenza reveals that our biggest sabotage is believing that we must earn, fight, or suffer to receive. But the truth is the opposite. The more you open yourself to receive, the more life conspires in your favor. There's a difference between giving up and surrendering. Giving up is stopping out of fear or frustration. Surrendering is a conscious choice to trust in something greater than your limited mind. When you practice this surrender, something magical happens. Your body releases healing hormones, your energy field expands, and you begin to attract coincidences that seem miraculous. But it's not magic. It's the science of conscious creation. Think about the last time you tried to sleep but kept tossing and turning in bed. The harder you tried, the further away sleep seemed. Only when you let go of control did it arrive. Life works the same way. Answers come not when you chase them, but when you allow them to come. This is the quantum paradigm that Joe Dispenza teaches. To receive, you must first let go. And here's the secret that no one tells you. When you stop searching for happiness in the future and start living it now, time dissolves. You no longer wait for life to begin. You realize it is already happening. This shift in perception is what Dispenza calls jumping in time. Stepping out of linear time and into the field of infinite possibilities. Today, try this. Instead of asking, "When will I have what I desire?" declare, "It is already on its way." Feel the energetic difference of this simple change. Observe how your body reacts when you replace anxiety with certainty. The universe does not respond to what you say, but to what you truly feel. The silence that creates realities. There exists a space between your thoughts where everything is possible. Joe Dispenza calls it the quantum void. The place where reality is born before materializing. When you stop filling every moment with action and allow that silence, you access a creative power beyond logic. Have you noticed that the best ideas come in the shower or during a walk? It happens because when your brain shifts from beta mode, active, to alpha or theta, relaxed, you connect with a greater intelligence. It's not the absence of thought, but presence beyond thought. In this state, true insights are born. Modern society has taught us that productivity is synonymous with value. But what if I told you that your most unproductive moments, meditating, contemplating, simply being, are actually the most powerful? Dispenza explains that it is here where we reprogram the subconscious and alter our future. Try this now. For 2 minutes, just observe your breath. Don't try to change it. Just witness it. Notice how, when you stop interfering, your body knows exactly what to do. This is life. When you stop micromanaging every detail, an organic wisdom takes control. And here's the most liberating truth. You don't need to understand how everything will resolve. You just need to trust that it will. When you embrace this mystery, something within you calms down. And it is in this state of peace where miracles find space to enter. The art of quantum attraction. Joe Dispenza teaches that we attract not what we desire, but who we are. Your energy field is a constant magnet, tuned to your dominant frequency. This explains why some people live in a flow of synchronicities while others struggle against the current. It's not luck, it's resonance. Think about how a bad day seems to attract more negative things. It's not superstition. It's physics. When you are in frustration or fear, your brain seeks evidence to confirm that reality. But the opposite is also true. Joy attracts more joy. Peace attracts more peace. The question is, how do you maintain this frequency when the world seems to be falling apart? The answer lies in neuroplasticity. Every time you choose to focus on the positive, even against all evidence, you strengthen new neural circuits. Over time, your brain begins to see opportunities where it once saw problems. Dispenza calls this becoming supernatural, transcending your automatic programs. Try this exercise. For a week, every morning before checking your phone, ask yourself, what emotion do I want to feel today? Don't wait for life to give you reasons. Create the emotion first. Observe how reality rearranges itself to match that vibration. Remember, the universe is not a genie that grants wishes. It is a mirror that reflects your internal state. When you change, everything around you changes in response. This is not philosophy. It is quantum law in action. The hidden power of patience. In a world of instant gratification, patience has become a forgotten superpower. Joe Dispenza reveals that the space between planting and harvesting is not empty. It's where true alchemy occurs. When you appreciate this mystical interval, you participate in creation at a quantum level. Observe nature. The butterfly does not force its way out of the cocoon. The seed does not rush to sprout. Everything has its sacred time of gestation. Why do we, part of this same intelligence, insist on skipping stages? The answer lies in fear. Fear of not arriving, of being left behind, of not being enough. But here's the secret. When you replace impatience with presence, something extraordinary happens. You begin to notice signs that were always there. The casual conversation that brings the solution, the book that appears at the right moment. Dispenza calls this quantum navigation, when you allow the universe to guide you instead of trying to steer blindly. Today, try this. Instead of counting down the days to a future event, immerse yourself completely in the present. Notice how, when you stop projecting your happiness onto tomorrow, you discover it was already here all along. True mastery is not in making things happen, but in allowing them to happen through you. When you understand this, life stops being a battle and becomes a dance. And the best part, you don't need to learn the steps. You just need to go with the flow of the music, the miracle of surrender. There comes a moment in every great transformation where control must be relinquished. Joe Dispenza describes this as the quantum leap. When you let go of the shore of the known and plunge into the unknown. It's scary. It's liberating. It's where the magic happens. Have you ever had a dream where you were falling and just before impact you woke up? It's the perfect metaphor for what happens when we surrender. The bottom of the pit that we fear so much is actually a portal, but we only discover it by going through it. Here's the cosmic irony. The more you try to avoid the fall, the longer you're suffering. But when you finally say, I surrender, something incredible happens. You discover that you were falling toward yourself all along. Dispenza explains that here, the ego dissolves and the true self emerges. Try this revolutionary practice. Identify an area of your life where you are resisting. Now, instead of fighting, say aloud, I trust, I surrender, I allow. Feel the immediate relief of stopping the struggle against the current. Surrender is not defeat, it is the ultimate victory, because when you stop controlling the river, you become the river. And in this state of flow you discover, everything has always been fitting perfectly. You just needed to stop interfering to see it. The cosmic dance between action and non-action. There is a perfect rhythm in creation, like the tides that know exactly when to move forward and when to recede. Joe Dispenza shows us that mastering this flow is the difference between creating with effort and manifesting with grace. Have you noticed how great artists seem to channel their works instead of forcing them? That's the energetic signature of divine creation in action. When you observe children playing, you discover something fascinating. They don't separate work from fun, effort from surrender. This is the wisdom we lose as we grow up. Dispenza reveals that our brain has a reception mode as important as the action mode, but most have forgotten it. True manifestation occurs at that magical point where preparation meets surrender. A revealing experiment with 2 groups of students demonstrates this. One practiced piano physically, the other only visualized it intensely. After weeks, both showed the same neurological changes. This scientifically proves that active non-doing is as powerful as physical action. When you integrate this truth, your relationship with time and effort transforms radically. Try this revolutionary exercise. Choose a desire. For 3 days, spend 80% of your time feeling it realized in your mind and only 20% on minimal actions. Observe how the universe begins to conspire in unexpected ways. You are witnessing the quantum principle. Internal reality precedes external reality. The alchemy of conscious presence. The present is not just a moment in time. It is a dimensional portal. Joe Dispenza teaches that when you anchor your awareness in the now with enough intensity, something extraordinary occurs. You begin to bend time and space in your favor. It's not about the quantity of hours, but the quality of presence. Have you ever felt time stretch, perhaps during an accident or in a moment of deep connection? This reveals a fascinating truth. Time is malleable to our perception. When you practice total presence, you expand your experience of reality. Dispenza calls it entering the field, where past and future collapse into the point of power that is now. There is a Tibetan practice called Rigpa, a state of pure awareness beyond thought. In this space, masters perform what we call miracles, but we all have access to this potential. The secret is to quiet the mental noise so that cosmic intelligence can flow through you. Experience this now. For 60 seconds, be intensely aware of all the sounds around you without judging them. Notice how this simple practice alters your state of being. Imagine what happens when you maintain this state for hours. Your reality cannot remain the same. The secret of synchronicities. Meaningful coincidences are not accidents. They are the language of the universe. Joe Dispenza explains that when you align thought, emotion, and feeling, you resonate with the quantum field where all possibilities exist. From this field emerge casual encounters, unexpected solutions, and perfect moments. Have you noticed that when you change internally, people and circumstances appear as if by magic? It's because you've tuned into a new frequency. Dispenza compares our energy field to a radio. By changing the tuning, you pick up different stations of reality. Synchronicities are evidence that you are on the right frequency. In quantum physics, there is entanglement. Particles connected regardless of distance. We are equally entangled with everything in the universe. By understanding this, you see that there is no separation, only connections yet to be recognized. 1 week challenge. Every morning declare, today I am open to signs and synchronicities. Record every coincidence in a notebook. You'll be surprised by the constant dialogue the universe has with you, a dialogue that has always been there but your busy mind didn't allow you to see. The quantum detachment revolution. Detachment is not indifference. It is supreme trust in the intelligence of life. Joe Dispenza reveals that when you release the obsession with the outcome, something paradoxical happens. What you desire comes to you more easily because you've eliminated the energy of lack that kept it distant. Imagine holding a butterfly. The tighter you grip, the more it gets hurt and flies away. But if you open your hands, it can land willingly. This is how the law of detachment works. Dispenza teaches that our emotional attachment to specific outcomes creates a contraction energy that repels what we desire. Sufi mystics practice istikhara, a prayer of detachment. You express your desire but conclude with, "If it is for my highest good." This simple addition transforms anxiety into sacred trust. Try this today. Take a desire and say, "I accept this or something better." Feel how this expansion of possibilities relieves the pressure in your mind and body. You are entering the flow of infinite abundance where nothing is scarce and everything is available. The hidden power of future gratitude. Thanking for what you do not yet see is the pinnacle of conscious creation. Joe Dispenza demonstrates that when you feel anticipatory gratitude, you send the universe the most powerful signal, the certainty that it has already been received. This is the quantum lever that moves realities. Successful people often know they will reach their goals, even without evidence. This is not positive thinking. It is access to a quantum timeline where the desire already exists. Dispenza calls it memory of the future, an energetic impression so vivid that your brain registers it as reality. A fascinating study showed that patients who imagined physical exercises gained real muscle. This proves that for the brain and the quantum field, lived experience and intensely imagined experience are equivalent. By applying this to future gratitude, you are downloading your preferred reality. Practice this now. Close your eyes and imagine yourself a year from now, living your greatest dream. From that future point, look back and thank every step that brought you there. This shift in perspective is a powerful quantum accelerator, the quantum physics of trust. The universe operates under a fundamental law. The more you trust, the more reasons to trust appear. Joe Dispenza explains that trust is not a passive feeling, but an active quantum state that reorganizes the energy field around you. When you genuinely trust, your brain releases a cocktail of chemicals that literally alters your physical reality. Have you noticed how some people seem to be lucky all the time? It's not coincidence. It's the visible manifestation of a neurological pattern of positive expectation. Dispenza reveals that our thoughts and emotions create energy patterns that attract corresponding circumstances. Absolute trust is the state where you stop asking, "Will it be?" and start knowing it is. A fascinating experiment with two groups of patients demonstrates this. One received real medication, the other placebos, but both convinced they were receiving the real treatment. The results were almost identical. This proves the power of belief in action. When you apply this principle to your life, you understand that reality is much more malleable than we were taught. Practice today. Choose an area where you normally doubt. For an entire day, act as if the desired outcome is already guaranteed. Observe how this change in posture alters not only your internal state, but also the responses of the world. You are witnessing the quantum principle. The observer affects what is observed. The secret of instant manifestation. There exists a state of consciousness where the time between desire and manifestation seems to collapse. Joe Dispenza calls it the 0 point, the magical moment where thought, emotion, and feeling align perfectly. In this state, you no longer create your reality. You become the reality you wish to experience. Have you ever had such a powerful insight that it instantly altered your perception? That is the neurological trigger for instant transformation. Dispenza explains that by holding this state long enough, we create new neural pathways that turn the miraculous into something ordinary. Rapid manifestation is not about controlling the universe, it's about aligning with it. Elite athletes use mental rehearsal. They visualize every movement with such precision that their muscles respond as if the action were real. By applying this to your life, you rehearse realities before physically manifesting them. The key lies in emotional intensity and constant repetition. Exercise now. Close your eyes and imagine a desire already fulfilled. Don't just see the scene, immerse yourself in it, feel textures, hear sounds, perceive emotions. The more vivid your visualization, the faster your brain will accept that reality as true. You are hacking your nervous system to create a new pattern of existence. The biology of transformation. Your body is not just a physical vehicle, it is an intelligent energy system that responds to your beliefs. Joe Dispenza demonstrates that by changing mental and emotional patterns, we alter our genetic expression. You are not trapped in your biology. You are its creator. Have you noticed how your body reacts when you think of something threatening, even without real danger? That's proof that your thoughts create bodily chemistry. The same principle applied positively can generate health, vitality, and even rejuvenation. The key is to hold elevated thoughts until they become your new biological pattern. Epigenetics, an emerging science, proves that our genes are switches that are turned on or off by thoughts and environment. You have more control over your health and aging than you realize. Every thought is an opportunity for cellular reprogramming. Daily practice. Upon waking, before moving, send love and gratitude to every cell in your body. Imagine them responding with light and vitality. Over time, you will notice miraculous physical changes, which are simply the result of aligning your thoughts with your body's innate intelligence. The mystery of non-linear time. Time as we know it is an illusion of the conscious mind. Joe Dispenza teaches that, at a quantum level, past, present, and future